everyone, I am Kayla, and today we're going to be discussing Life and Death by Stephanie Meyer. This book came out like a year ago for the 10th anniversary of Twilight, and for those that don't know anything about it, it is Twilight except it is gender bended, so it's the same story except our human figure is a boy and our vampire figure is a girl, and all of the Collins family switched over too, like Jasper becomes Jessamine and Rosalie becomes Royale, a guy. It's really cool. Have like the same personalities too. Bella is Beau, who has Bella's personality where he just is a little awkward and clumsy and shy, but really smart and really mature for his age. And then we have Edith, who is our new Edward, who has the very same protective tendencies and soft-spokenness that Edward does. So if that sounds appealing to you, I would definitely get this book. If you like Twilight, you're gonna love this book. I mean, it's basically the same. At first, I went into it thinking that it was the exact same. Like, there are some lines in it that it literally, like, I've read Twilight so many times that I can just, like, say them back out. And that was one thing for me. I wish there was a different variation. And I think it would have been cool if they were gender-bended, but also had the same personalities that they had. Like, our vampire was a little awkward, even though that'd be weird since they, like, can't stumble or anything. That was just one thing that I kind of wish would have been done. But other than that, I think the book was really good. I give it a 4 out of 5 stars. So, yeah, if you haven't read this book, I definitely go read it. And if you have read it, stay and we can discuss it together. But if you haven't read it yet, you could go ahead and leave, because not everything is the same in this book, so you don't want to be spoiled. Okay, so I was, as I said, a little displeased just because some of the lines were the exact same thing throughout this book, and I wanted it to be a little bit different to where I didn't feel like I was just literally rereading Twilight, except with different, like, pronouns. But we did have to, like, switch it up for some things, like, we had to make scenes wherever Edith is like, hey, Beau, get on my back, like, a little bit awkward, and we had Jules for our Jacob, and Bonnie Black is a little more suspicious than Billy Black. Really, the main thing that we have to talk about with this book is the end. Stephanie said in the afterword that she really was like, has always thought, what if this happened? And of course, she says that this change was not incited by the fact that Edith was a girl and Beau was a boy, but she just has this idea of what happens if he left the airport 5 minutes earlier and that venom had more time to spread. I thought that it was really cool to just get to explore that fact. I do kind of regret that the only, like, change to the book happened in the very last few pages. I wish that there had been a little bit more change to the book without changing this overall idea that the human is just in distress. A lot of people paint Bella as this, like, damsel in distress who, like, is so in love with Edward, but it's really, like, we're all human, and all of us, if we were involved in, like, a world like this and chased by other vampires, like, that's just how it would be. So our person, Joss, bites him and it's just like, on his finger, it's just a little bite and it spreads down his arm, and they get there and Edith is trying to suck out the venom, but Archie's like, okay, it's gonna go one or two ways. You're gonna kill him from trying to suck out the venom because you're gonna drain him of blood, or he's gonna be a vampire. So they decide to let him transform into a vampire, and it was so weird to see it because when Bella in Breaking Dawn becomes a vampire, she is, like, almost dead after giving birth to her Nesme, and we don't really, like, we know she's under physical torment, but she, like, can't, like, breathe it because she's literally, like, dying. So she's, like, screaming inside her head, but out loud it's like nothing. And Beau, we actually get to see how painful it is and how many days he just has to sit there, and they're just talking to him the whole time, trying to get his mind at least off of it, even though he'll still feel it. We still get to see how both Beau and Bella have a really strong resistance to, like, humans, and I thought it was interesting how he smelt Bonnie's scent and his throat got really, really sore and, like, he was really thirsty. But I thought that the werewolf family, and even those that aren't werewolves now but, like, have that gene in them, I thought that they all, like, repulse vampires. So I wonder if maybe she's, like, changing that. And also in this book, the Cullens don't think that the werewolves are still there. They think that that's from, like, forever ago. And then they're like, oh my gosh, wow, they're still there. And at least what I collected of it, I thought that the Cullens and, like, the original Twilight books knew that they were still there and just kept their distance. I thought the end of this book was just a little rushed. I know that the text was different than in my Twilight book, just the way it was set up on the page, so I couldn't really compare page length and everything between them. Felt like it was all the same, and then the last part, all this new stuff is happening, and we're so used to reading it from all the same stuff, and I want to explore all this new stuff that she's presented more, but it was just really rushed. We're like, okay, he's there, he's a vampire, there's a funeral for him, and then there's forever, done. And it was kind of like mushing a Breaking Dawn into a Twilight together. And I thought it was cool how he was like, what if we done this the normal way and like graduated and then we could get married and all this stuff. And it's like, wow, that's what Bella did, sort of. I did think it was sad because unlike Bella, his parents just have to think he's dead and he'll never get to see them again. Whereas with Bella in Breaking Dawn, she controls herself and she can see Charlie and Renee. I just really think that Beau and Edith had a really cute relationship. I liked how we did the last part even though it was a little rushed. It was cool that we got to see what would have happened if we had that 5 minutes where the venom was left to spread. I know that was a really short book review. It's just hard to like talk about it because like Twilight's already been out there for so long and it's basically the same thing. But I hope that y'all enjoyed this short little review of it. If you did, go down and give it a thumbs up and comment below what you thought of this twist at the end. I hope you all have a fabulous day. Bye!